Yes, folks, hello, welcome once again to Mod Extra Games and Collectibles. I'm Chris, this is my channel. Absolute pleasure to have you with me here today. And this video, this installment is all about taking a little preview look at a new line hitting Kickstarter on the 1st of March. It's the Space Zombies from Mars by the Nameless toy company. Now, these guys first caught my eye way back when Joe Fest was taking place. My Joe Bros from the Discord, Daryl, Eric, Miggs, you guys, you were all sending me photos of the first initial kind of mock-up that they were showing off. And then I heard that they were sculpted by Arlen Pelletier, who has done some awesome work with things like Fresh Monkey Fiction's Naughty or Nice line. He's done some of the best larger scale Marvel Legends I've seen in recent times. Go and have a look at his Scar. It's really, really good. And so, yeah, my interest was piqued. I've been following their Instagram page, and then just recently they dropped a preview of a number of the figures that they're going to be offering up in their first salvo on the Kickstarter, and they were kind enough to send me over some high-res images to take a closer look at. So let's get into it. Let's dig into these renders, these lovely 6-inch scale figures, see what there is to get excited about, and see what there is to feed our 6-inch action figure addictions, folks, and hopefully, maybe, we'll all be there on the 1st of March getting ready to drop some cash on a Kickstarter. So let's get into it. So I asked the Nameless toy company for the higher res images to use in this video. They sent them over. They're playing their cards close to their chest in terms of how the Kickstarter is going to be constructed. However, in the emails they sent over with the images, they sort of bundled them off into initial offering and stretch goals, with later on their Instagram, they posted an image that kind of hinted at the sort of price and how the overall large bundle was going to look and feel. So stick around, I'll talk about price towards the back end. But first, let's get into the figures. Let's have a look at the figures. And here now is Guy Garrison. Guy Garrison was the example figure they had at Joe Fest that caught my eye in my mates' photos that they were taking, the guys I know that were there. And I'll probably spend a lot more time on this guy and then sort of whip through the others, because this will get us started in terms of talking about things like sculpt quality, paint applications, articulation, and so on and so forth. Because frankly, if these figures come to life in the 6-inch form that these renders are showing us that they may do, then we're on for a real winner of a figure here. I mean, first and foremost, if we zoom in on Guy himself, look at the sculpt on the head sculpt there. All this fine, the sculpting detail in the spacesuit. Look at all the creases and stuff. The individual paint applications on buckles and straps and dials and oxygen plug-in bits and everything that's going on. Look at all this fabricy texture detail in the legs, on the trousers, the knee pads, the studs and bolts and things going on everywhere, which really shows some kind of attention to detail value in this figure here. I mean, to look at all the stuff on that kind of chest plate in the center there, looks really awesome. It also looks like, in terms of articulation, if you scrutinize the image, we've got, you know, the kind of 6-inch standard that we've come to know and love and expect nowadays. I can't quite tell if there's a butterfly joint in there, but it looks like there is. But it looks like good head articulation, butterfly joint, definitely double elbows, definitely double knees. I'm not quite sure what they've got going on here in the ab crunch and the waist, but there's perhaps a diaphragm cut underneath there that's well obscured by the design of the figure. One would hope, anyway. Maybe a ball joint here in the waist underneath the belt. Certainly looks like we've got double knees and maybe a boot cut on the boots and stuff. So it may fall slightly short of what we've come to know and love with regards to articulation, but some of the core basics are there, like the double joints in the elbows and knees and such like. Dude's also got like a bucket ton, a wealth of accessories to bring, you know, your man-child playtime to life. That masked head sculpt looks really cool, and it's obviously implying with these blacked out sections that there's 2 further head sculpts yet to be revealed. One would suspect that maybe they're part of the stretch goals set up there, that you'll access additional head options, as well as some of these other blacked out accessory parts. As the the rising total in the pot goes up. But look at this backpack. He's got his like little spacey jetpack, this awesome massive kind of astronaut helmet, a couple of cables to plug in. This rifle looks awesome, got this real kind of Aliens pulse rifle vibe about them. Hand swaps in there for days. Looks like we get a kind of standard selection of open palm, grippy and closed fist, with some additional kind of hand gestures yet to be shown, yet to be made available. I think these ones down here, so this piece here looks like the zombie leg, and these two look like the zombie hands, but it's not clear, but I think they're going to be made available as separate figures in the bundle. Again, I'll show you a bit later on. And then just some nice kind of universe building stuff. Got this little classified manila folder here. I love stuff like this that you get in with your figures that you can just generally add to your collection and utilize across a number of your 6-inch lines to help you out with dioramas where you're doing little displays that are storytelling and those types of things. And then he's got this kind of more sci-fi blaster thing, kind of got a more kind of 60s pulpy blaster vibe, and there's some more 60s pulpy kind of vibe around the line a little bit later on. So there's Guy all decked out in the green spacesuit, but the second named character in that sort of main offering is Julia Stryker here. Now, Julia is a female character, but it is the same book. I saw a comment on one of their Instagram posts about the kind of reuse of the male book over and over. And they said, well, yeah, sure, but, you know, a big old spacesuit is the same, whether you're male, female, whatever your anatomy is underneath. So I kind of get it. But I know that some folks are a little bit turned off by the fact, and you'll see later on with some of the other figures, that it's basically the same body with a new head in a different color scheme over and over again. So you get all that same kind of sculpting detail throughout the body there, the same paint applications, all that kind of fine detail stuff that's turned me on about this line. Another great head sculpt, and the second head sculpt there as well, this kind of Caucasian male swap on it, is awesome too. I was thinking, you know, like if Classified ever went into the sort of Star Brigade kind of direction, you could use these as you know, Guy Garrison would be a great kind of green shirt, for example. You know what I mean? A kind of green shirt figure that you could use in space. But anyway, I'm on Julia. Oh, actually, she's had a bit of bio as well. Let me give you Julia's bio. Julia Stryker is not only the highly respected leader of the science division of the mission, but also the mother of the whole mission team. Many members of the medical division are also former students of hers. So there you go, giving it a little bit of lore, bit of depth, a few layers. She's got the same backpack, the same astronaut's helmet, the same tubing, same hand swaps there, with what appears to be very similar alternative options in the blacked out sections that, again, I'm assuming are going to be stretch goal offerings there. So the additional hand gestures, the other zombie leg, the zombie hands, so on and so forth. There's this weird thing in the middle here, this kind of mushed up black thing. I'm not quite sure what that is. A beard? A Santa beard? A piece of kind of zombie chewed up gross, like, body part or something. I'm not sure. That whatever, it could be awesome. But she's got these little kind of claw arms that I'm going to assume, by the looks of them, with the pegs on the ends there, are going to attach onto the backpack. Got this little bit of space rock there. You've got this camera, which is, again, another kind of excellent kind of world-building accessory that you could use across your lines. You know, get that in your hands of your Peter Parker. Just going to take a quick sip of my tea, folks. I don't take enough of cups of tea sips. I'm not leaning into my British stereotypeness often enough in these videos, so I'll do that now quickly. So again, overall, just like a really great offering. All the added accessories there just open up your world of posability, open up your world of man-child playtime, so very, very interesting in Julia as well. Now, each of these, Guy and Julia, have a kind of zombie alternative version. So this is the military Red Walker here in the green gear that matches up to Guy Garrison there, with his zombified arms and hands, zombified head and neck, the zombified leg, the smashed helmet. There's obviously, again, some blacked out sections with some alternative heads in there. And we can draw some conclusions from this. For example, this Red Walker, this Guy Garrison Red Walker, has got the right leg zombified, but the blacked out zombie leg in his picture here, as you can see, is the left leg there. So that could be, there's obviously a thigh cut there where you can do leg swappy bits going on. But the sculpting on these look great as well. Arlen Pelletier is just does outstanding work. I mean, look at this head sculpt here. Look at that, just brilliant. So just generally good. If you want to play kind of in lore that they're creating for their own figure line, then that's fantastic. But if you want to get this and slap it into a kind of Marvel Zombies setup or something, you know, if you want to recreate some Marvel Zombies comic book or the What If episodes, you can find some kind of cross-use, some cross-purposing into those spaces. And I love the smashed-up helmet as well, just really to help you tell a bit of the story that you might want to do with some photography there. The Science Red Walker, again, is a version of a named character, Julia, but in the zombified state. different zombie head sculpt on there, but again, no less awesomely sculpted. To use a phrase I used earlier, if this comes to life like this in the 6-inch scale, in real, 6-inch plastic in-hand form, then amazing. We can see alternative heads, smashed astronaut's helmet, little kind of blacked out thing up here, whatever that may be, a couple of blacked out heads. Again, we've got the left leg zombified on this one, but the leg on the Julia digital render that's blacked out is the right leg, so eventually you can get a full zombie on the go, maybe. I don't know. But just really impressive sculpt and just great for kind of just general kind of zombie horror style stuff you might want to do. Wouldn't it be awesome to get your Captain America or get your G.I. Joe battling like zombies like this? Love it. So next up then, going back to named characters, we have Georgia McBride here. Georgia, I'll give you the lore bio. Let's find her in my notes. As the greatest structural engineering mind of her time, Georgia McBride's primary role on Red Dust 2 is addressing the safety concerns on the treacherous Martian landscape. So there you go, like a kind of health and safety officer there. The email described her as one of the stretch goal offerings. So from this point forward, they're not in the core offering, they're in the stretch goal space. But again, it's the same body, using the same body book there, but with the orange. Maybe a couple of subtle differences. Yeah, slightly different in the belt space there. So yeah, main body, but the head sculpt, again, look at the awesome head sculpt with the glasses there, obviously to, highlight the fact that she's a bit of a nerdy engineer type. Got another alternative head, which is the blackmail here, which looks awesome, really great. This blacked out extra bit looks curious. It's like a head with like a broken off jaw or falling off jaw, like a zombified something, maybe, I don't know. Same kind of spacesuit setup with the backpack, or jetpacky type thing, the astronaut's helmet, the piping. She's got like a laser cutter thing, like a that looks like it might clip onto her arm or onto her shoulder or onto part of the backpack there. Same hand swap selection with the extra gestures yet to be seen, along with another arm which looks like another zombified arm, and then this lovely little ukulele as well there, a musical instrument, again just to give it some world building depth and a nice accessory that you can use just generally for your own fun. So yeah, I like this one. I like Georgia. I'm really into that head sculpt. I think she looks really awesome. And again, tons of value just crammed in there. This one I'd go for the ukulele alone, because regulars around these parts know I love buying action figures with guitars in my little band of plastic. Next up, we have Dr. Michael Locke, the medical officer here. Let me give you his lore off my notes. Dr. Michael Locke is quick to decide, and quick to take action. His primary role is to keep the team safe and healthy. His voracious appetite as a reader of both medical and fictional texts, coupled with his almost inhuman ability to rapidly access his memory, makes him an invaluable asset on the mission, whether he's diagnosing a medical issue or fighting zombies. Whichever's necessary. Love it. Again, though, it's the same book. We've got the same book, but obviously in this kind of white and red sort of medic colour motif there with the grey trimmings. Some nice touches here, like his little insignia is the little medical insignia on the front. Another great head sculpt with a female alternative offered up too, which is great to see. Opens up again your world of opportunity. I think this one might be attractive to folks because it's kind of in that white and grey setup. It's got that sort of more traditional, I'm just a straight up astronaut type thing, get a little bit of a custom job to take the little medical symbol off the front, and you've basically got yourself a baked in astronaut with a jetpack and a glass astronaut's helmet, which is cool. Same sort of thing in terms of these blacked out accessories. Got another head sculpt in the mix there. Then we've got this, whatever the hell that is, what could that be? Some kind of organ that's been removed, I'm not sure. Got another arm here which looks like it might be a zombified arm and zombie hands, the extra gestures in the mix. Then he's got his little book as described in his lore, voracious appetite for reading. Then he's got this kind of cutting tool thing here, very similar to George's. It looks like it might clip onto an arm or to a shoulder or something, which is really, really great. Loving this guy too. And as I say, I think this guy will have a lot to offer for folks who are just looking for a kind of very traditional looking astronaut type figure. And then the final kind of named character that they've shown us so far is this guy here, Spectre. Let me give you his little lore story. Spectre was the leader of the original Red Dust mission to Mars. A highly decorated officer and a skilled strategist, Spectre was the perfect choice for the mission. But was the mission his only motivation for leading the expedition? Well, no, it's pretty clear to me that this dude's going to be the antagonist of the piece. For a start, I mean, look at his face. That's definitely evil antagonist face jobby there. And then he's got this crazy, like, nasty skull helmet, alien skull helmet thing. And he's the only one with a bladed weapon. I mean, come on. He's clearly the antagonist, isn't he? Clearly the antagonist. But I like this guy. He's got this really awesome sort of 60s pulpy villain look about him, you know, with the little spiky sideburns and the, the raised eyebrows there. Obviously leaning into that kind of that horror, universal horror mashup with the the sci-fi space angle, but his spacesuit's just a little bit more kind of 60s pulpy as well. Like the way this front plate is designed is a bit different and also gives it a bit more flavor, even though the core buck underneath is the same. He's got the same belt area as Guy Garrison with the pistol holster as well. But then his helmet is this kind of goldfish bowl, this kind of pulpy space astronaut goldfish bowl thing, which is really awesome. Also, his little laser pistols kind of got a pulp novel kind of style about it. He's got a selection of hand sculpts as well, with the alternative gestures blacked out. There's another head sculpt too, blacked out, and then some other weird splodgy zombie thing yet to be seen. I really like this guy. Just that kind of mashup of that sort of villainous horror monster mashup with the pulpy 60s sci-fi vibe really speaks to me. His backpack's different too on that front. His jetpack's got a more kind of pulpy 60s vibe to it as well. So yeah, really cool. Obviously the antagonist, but there you go. Now, of those additional stretch goal figures, those three that we've just taken a look at there, they've only shown us 2 zombified versions. So here's Spectre's zombified Red Walker there, the retro Red Walker as it's described. With his goldfish bowl helmet all smashed up there. This seems to be more complete with 2 legs and arms and the head there. That's the same head sculpt as the Guy Garrison one, and then 2 alternative heads in the mix. We then have the Dr. Michael Locke version here with this really awesome kind of skull head on there. Really love that. That's really cool. But he's double zombie-legged as well, and 1 zombie-armed, but of course you can see in the blacked-out section there's another zombie arm for this side, 2 head sculpts. So yeah, just really fun storytelling, really fun kind of lore building around it there. But not a George and McBride one. We've not seen an orange one. Now, on their Instagram the other day, they did also show us this. This was a teaser for what they called the All Systems Go bundle. And those of you who are quick at maths will notice that there are 11 figures up on here right now, but I've only shown you preview for 9. So there's 2 figures here that we've not seen. The way they've set that up implies to me that there is also a zombified version of George and McBride in the orange gear. But they did also mention to me in the email they sent that there's 1 additional Kickstarter exclusive figure as well. So tune in on the 1st of March to start keeping an eye out for what that may involve, what that might include. But very exciting nonetheless. And the price they quoted is very exciting as well, because they listed this, he says, check your notes, at approximately $345, which for those of you quick at a bit of maths will realise that that's like, what, $31.50 a figure, more or less, $32 a figure, as well as what appears to be a little comic book and an LP in there as well, for your added value stretch goalie type stuff. So that's really awesome. Now, whether the smaller bundles break down to an equivalent sort of price, or whether you get a discount if you go all in, is yet to be seen. Again, tune in to their Kickstarter on the 1st of March to find out more. But with that volume of accessories chucked in there and the quality of Arlen Pelletier sculpting, and just if the paint applications and stuff are as good as these digital renders are selling, then that is incredible fucking value. That's awesome. And definitely a head turner for sure. Now, I know that some folks are a little bit like, well, is it worth that? Because you've got that, it's basically the same book over and over and over and over again, just with a different head on it. And I can get that perspective. I can understand that perspective. But there's definitely a lovely bit of storytelling in here, as well as great opportunity to kind of cross-purpose into all your other lines. I can see you using your Space Zombies from Mars figures to complement things like your Marvel Legends, your G.I. Joe Classifieds, having battling your Operation Monster Force. I mean, what a great fit there with zombies and Operation Monster Force stuff. I can see that really being a fantastic fit. Did Arlen Pelletier sculpt some of the Monster Force stuff? He possibly did he? If anyone knows, let me know in the comments down below. It's definitely got, some of the stuff's definitely got his vibe about it, hasn't it? Check that before I spoke on a hot mic. That's going to turn into my catchphrase before long. But in any case, yeah, on their Instagram, $344 approximate, with the full 11-figure bundle and a couple of like cheeky extras like what appears to be a magazine or a comic book, and the LP. So as far as value goes, if the rest of the Kickstarter bundle offerings are equivalent or match up to that price, then you're getting good value for your money. It's competitive against your Valorverses, your G.I. Joe Classifieds, your Operation Monster Forces, your other Fresh Monkey Fiction stuff, like the Order of the Crimson Moon. So yeah, definitely into that. Well, there you go then, folks. There's the preview of the Space Zombies from Mars figures. Once again, thank you to the Nameless Toy Company for obliging me and sending me the better quality images to use for this video, rather than the ones I was stealing off their Instagram page. So I really appreciate that help out. We've still got another 2 weeks before the Kickstarter goes live. So again, just to reiterate, 1st of March, the Kickstarter goes live. I'll make sure that the Nameless Toy Company's Instagram page is linked in the pinned comment and the description down below, so you can go over there and give them a follow as well to stay up to date, because there may be more news, more information yet to come beyond what I've shared in this video today. As always, I'll invite you to head to the comments down below, offer up your thoughts. Excited about these? Not so excited about these? They switching you on, switching you off? Anything that's caught your eye about them? That was just a quick kind of, whistle-stop tour through the figures. But yeah, definitely one I'm watching with interest, and definitely one that I'm going to be taking a much closer look at on the 1st of March. Just kind of need to get a grip of what the shipping and the import situation to the UK is. I've been stung with the VAT, the tax situation before now. But there you go. Okay, well, thanks for watching, folks. Pleasure to have you here, as always. Love it if you came back around these parts for another video sometime soon. But in the meantime, have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. All right, ta-ra now.